Hello and welcome, guys. Thank you for joining me again for another night of Facebook Live. It is indeed a blessing to be here with you tonight, as I also like to take time out to just recognize those that catch the replay from YouTube and or SoundCloud. I am your host, Anntricia Bray Smith, author, educator, and public speaker. Tonight we're talking about no quick fix. No quick fix. That is our topic for tonight. So as you guys are logging on to join me tonight, feel free to like and share this video. Feel free to like and share this video. Also, you can see in the comment section that I've also added a link so that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. For those of you who find yourselves streaming our timeline, trying to find the replays of the videos when you cannot catch the lives, when you subscribe to our YouTube channel, those can be uploaded right to your electronic device. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that way you won't have to ever worry about missing another one of our lives, because I upload them there for you to enjoy. Also, guys, you can follow me on Amazon, and also a link to my website is there for you guys who would like to make contact with me. So it is a pleasure to be here with you tonight, and as you guys are logging on, please like and share this video. Like and share this video. And tonight we're just talking about there is no quick fix. There is absolutely no quick fix. And you may say, what do you mean about no quick fix? And it is it means exactly what it implies. We live in a society or a world that is so technological, so much technology, and there's so many distractions going on. Events happen from here all across our world, and it's coming right to us immediately, and we're just so overwhelmed and so bombarded with all the things in the world that are going on. And it's not that a lot of these things are new. It's not that they're happening more often than usual. It's just that our access to getting that information, we're receiving it. We're receiving that information. We have access, immediate access, almost in real time. We have access to that content, and so we tend to perceive our entire life that way. We because everything is so quick and so right in our hands, right in our face when it happens, we think everything is going to, hey Diane, how are you, sweetie? We believe in our minds everything is supposed to happen that way. So we give this generation, we call it, the microwave generation, or this is a microwave life. And that may be true for some things. But I'm old school. I'm old school. I'm that old school person that I believe in cooking on the stove or cooking in the oven or using the slow cooker. And this is kind of the way it is in some areas of our lives. There are some things in our life that it's going to come quick for us. We're going to get it like that. Things are going to change. There's going to be so many drastic variations of that. But guys, we also have to take time to sit and think and realize that there are some things in our life that are going to act more like the slow cooker, or more like the oven, or more like the stove top. Okay? Because it's not a quick fix. Some of the things we're up against, especially during this pandemic, and not only the pandemic, but with other things going on in our lives, seems like it's just one thing after another, one day after another. Things are happening, and we're so bombarded, and we're not releasing it quick enough, and yet it continues to pile on. It's not giving us a break. We can't come up for air. We can't come up to breathe. And So we're frustrated, we're tired, we're angry, we're depressed, we're anxious. We have all these different emotions coming on us, hey Keisha, because there's no quick fix for it. There's no quick fix, guys. Let's just think about that a minute. There's no quick fix for the things that we're up against today. It's not. So, hey, sweetie, how are you? So, when we look at losing the job, when we look at stuck in the house with the kids and family all day, when we look at, oh, now we got to take care of mama and daddy, and when we look at, oh, now sister and brother need my help, and when we look at the demands that are placed up on us, and it seems like we got all this pressure building and building moment by moment, and then we're not getting the relief or the release we need, or not getting it quick enough. We're just focused on that. We forget about the process. We forget about the things that it's drawing out of us. We forget about the connection that it's building, or the relationship that it's building between us and our Creator for having to deal with these things. Because a lot of times when we're going through, our Creator is all we have to depend on. Our Creator is all we have to lean on. Because everyone else is looking at us. Everyone else is leaning and depending on us. So, this is where we're at. Why do you think you're frustrated? Why do you think you feel the way you do? Why do you think that depression is hitting you like it's hitting you? Why do you think 2020 is punching you every day of the month? Why do you think things seem like they are not going to get better? Yet, if you don't look at it for what it is, you're going to miss it. Because our situations may not get better. Our world may not get any better. But at the end of the day, sister, let me remind you, if nothing else is getting better, you're getting better. That patience, it's in the process of working out in your favor. That heartbreak, all that you've taken and that you've settled for, all that at the end of the day, it's going to work out in your favor. There is no quick fix for it. You must go through the process. And nobody ever said that the process was going to be easy. Nobody ever said that the process was going to happen overnight. Look here. I tell so many times about so much of the heartache and the trauma and the things like that I've suffered in life. And how all through my adulthood, how it was making decisions for me. And there was a time in my life that, I realized, and I just said, it's got to be something more to life than what I'm dealing with. And at that point, I made up my mind that it's going to be me and Jesus for the rest of my life. And if I just so happen to miss it, I'm going to miss him knowing and trusting and believing that I was doing what was best for me. Believing that I'm after him, and believing that my heart is turned toward him, and believing that I'm hearing his voice. But when I made that choice in the darkest, deepest valley of my life did not change automatically overnight like some kind of super magic or superpower. The only thing that changed up into that point was my mind. I made up my mind that I'm going to be different. I'm going to live different. I'm going to love different. Now, mind you guys, that deepest, darkest moment in my life was over 21 years ago. That was over 21 years ago, okay? Now, here I am, going on 45 years old. Bless, I see it this month. And I'm still a work in progress. That change did not happen overnight. That process, it's still going on. And it would be easier for me to sit here and look at the circumstance and identify or dictate or determine my worth by my circumstance. But 21 years later, I know better. 21 years later, I live better. 21 years later, I do better. But I am not perfect. I am not. There are still times that I need to work on things. There are still thoughts that try to control and take a front seat in my life. Every day, every second, every minute, it is a process, guys. And yet, I see so many of us beating ourselves up because we haven't arrived yet. Well, guess what? None of us have. None of us have. And that woman that you're looking at, that you admire so much, that puts that front on for you and gets there with that beautiful word, and she's preaching to you and she's telling you how you should live or should not live, or that preacher, that the preacher man that's telling you how you live and should not live, and that prophetess that's prophesying to you what you should do and should not be doing and all that good stuff. They ain't either. So don't be fooled thinking that just because you made up your mind yesterday, or maybe it was last year, or maybe it was even 2 or 3 years ago that you're going to live for Christ. Don't think that it's going to be a quick fix. Don't think that we're not going to feel some of this heat that's in this pandemic. Don't think that we're not going to get some battle scars along the way. Man, if I can only tell you some of the things. Hey, Donna, how are you, baby? Linda, thanks for joining me tonight. Yeah, there's no quick fix for this. And I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one that's been on this road for some time. We in this thing, and we in this thing together. But see, there's some things in us that cannot go with us to the next level that our Creator is drawing us to. So I tell you what, if this pandemic don't draw it out of you, I don't know what will. If this pandemic don't draw out of you what been needing to come out of you for the past 21 years, I don't know what will. And yes, it's a scary thing because we do not know what this thing is. Shatara, how are you, darling? We don't know what this thing is. This is new for us. But guess what? It is not new for our Creator. It's not new to our Creator. I believe that this time, the thing that we're dealing with right now in September 1st, 2020, I believe it was already predestined. And I believe it has set out over the past 6, 7, 8 months exactly what it has set out to do. And that is to get our attention. And we're anxious now. We're anxious. We're excited. We're depressed. We're so emotional. We're all over the place. But one thing, it's causing us to think about our Creator more. It's causing us to be more compassionate toward one another. It's causing us to be a little less judgmental. It's causing us to be a little less critical. It's causing us to be a little more patient. It's causing us to find our place of peace and meditation and be more concerned and look more out for our family and our friends and our loved ones and our community. It's bringing us together in a lot of ways. But there's no quick fix for it. And that's what we thought. We thought coming into this pandemic, We thought dealing with this virus or whatever it is that none of us really understand, we thought it was going to be a quick fix. We thought by September 2020, this was going to be over. We thought we'd go back to life as normal. But I told you before, life as we knew it wasn't good enough. There is no going back to life as we knew it. Because life as we knew it was full of distractions. Life as we knew it was full of heartache. Life as we knew it was full of pain. Life as we knew it, we were full of anger. Life as we knew it, we were full of bitterness. So much. We just thought we were okay because we had the distractions to keep our minds away from really dealing with the issues that have been there all along. So no, there's no quick fix for it. I can't think of nothing that we're dealing with right now in this moment that it's going to happen just like that. Just magic. But you know what can happen just like that? You can make up your mind right now that, hey, from here on out, you're going to sit down and go through the process. You're going to be more careful of the words you speak. You're going to be more disciplined about your thought life. You're going to be more disciplined and concerned about the people that you love. Careful about the words you speak. Careful who you allow to occupy your space. Careful how you spend your time. And make sure that you're in tune with your Creator and not somebody else controlling your mind, telling you what to think and how to think and where to live and how to go and all this. It's one thing that I've seen over the past few days. So many religious folks. I wish we just go somewhere and sit down. I've seen so much religious mess where we just think we got it all together and we think we right and we think we holy. And all we doing is just confusing folks. We can confusing folks with all this religious doctrine. And some of it I'm sitting here and I go through and I look and I see it and I'm exposed to it and I'm thinking, no wonder people confused. No wonder people have the problems that they have. Because us sitting in a place of leadership, in a place of influence, in a place of authority, we're abusing it. We're misusing it. We don't know who we're hearing from. And yet we say it's God, and then we tell people what God said to tell you, and then now they confused. Now they think they ain't good enough. They just got saved last week. And now they wondering how they should live and worrying about sin and they die and all this kind of stuff. Like all of a sudden it's a magic formula that is just, you're just going to, and yet here I am 21 years later living this thing, serious about this thing, committed to this thing, intentional about this thing, and I'm still trying to get some things together in my life. There's still some hidden mess in me that I'm just now trying to uncover 21 years later and deal with and look at. There is no quick fix, guys. If you're sitting here and you watching me and I don't know who you are, you sitting here and you watching me and you're one of those that been beating yourself up because the process has not happened for you overnight and you still struggling with some things, all I'm going to say to you is welcome to the real world. But I will tell you, tonight all you have to do is make your mind up. Make your mind up. Who will you serve? Who will you listen to? What will you commit to? What will you not compromise on? That's where it's all at. What have you done different? What are you willing to do different? And those are things that you have to answer for yourself. Can't nobody else tell you how to do and be and what works for you. We trying to live up to somebody else's standards and what somebody else say, and they can't even do it themselves. But they'll oppress you and they'll hold you down, and they'll control you and manipulate you and have you all manner of confused over something that they can't even do themselves, and they laughing at you. We have really got to be serious about this thing. We really got to tell people the truth. And I'm not one of those. I never have been wanting to scare anybody into hell. And I've heard people say it, scare them into hell. No, I'm not a manipulator. If the truth I give you is not enough to save you, then so help you God. But I will not manipulate you. I will not pull your strings and try to control you and try to tell you every move you need to make. And now you're scared to make a move or make a decision without consulting with me first. You don't give nobody that much power over you. The only person should have power over you and who you should consult with is your Creator. And you be persuaded by your own mind. My relationship with him is not going to be the same as your relationship with him, because we done had different experiences. We're different people. We're at different places in our life. And that's just the way it is. But we got people that we just got to do better. Let's see what the comments say. Say it, baby. We have changed our mind. Mindset is where it's at. And do you realize that I've been in the church 21 years since making that decision, that darkest, deepest moment in my life, committing my life to Christ, and 21 years. And do you know, 21 years later, I'm just now learning about mindset and how important it is? Why? Why 21 years later just now learning about mindset? How important it is and how to shift it and how to make the necessary adjustments in my circle. Why? Because some people aren't teaching that. And we wonder why our churches aren't getting any better. Wondering why we're struggling. Wondering why people go to church Sunday after Sunday and they still hurt. It's because they still dragging in their mess. Because we've neglected to tell the truth. We've neglected to be open and honest and seek deliverance for ourselves so that we can help one another. Because it's not a quick fix. They want us to believe when we come, automatically things are going to get better. It's not. Everything that is not miraculous. Miracles happen, but everything doesn't happen that way. And not only that, guys, I have to tell it. I have to. If we're sitting around waiting for miracles every day, if I sit down on that couch every day and my miracle is in the kitchen, but I sit there on that couch waiting on my miracle, am I going to get my miracle? And this is what we have people thinking, that miracles work just like that. They don't. Some, it may for some if they're in the right place. But a lot of times when we're waiting on miracles, they give us an excuse to sit down and be lazy and not do nothing and not work toward it. Because we think it's going to be the quick fix. We want the quick fix. It does not work that way, guys. And I'm not saying miracles don't happen. Yes, they happen. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying. Don't try to dictate and pull it apart and all that. Take it for what it is. Even when we're waiting on that miracle, even when we're believing that for that miracle, there is still something we must do. We still have work to do. That example that I use, if I'm sitting there laying on the couch, my miracle is right there in the kitchen. But I'm too lazy to get off the couch because I want whatever's in the kitchen to come to me instead of me getting up and meeting my miracle. I'm telling you, the process is not quick. But you can meet the process halfway. You can do something. Sitting around feeling sorry for ourselves, that's not going to get it. Sitting around connecting ourselves with mess when we messy already, it's not going to get it. Sitting around being critical and judgmental and jealous and envious and manipulative and lying and all this stuff that we do to one another, it's not going to get it. It's not going to get us closer to our miracle if that's what we're waiting on. It's not going to get us closer to our Creator if that's what we're waiting on. And that's why I think 2020 is like it is. It's here to get our attention, to draw us away from those distractions, to really listen to the voice of our Creator. What is He trying to tell us? And I believe it is what it is. He's telling you in 2020, there is no quick fix. Don't look for a quick remedy for this thing. But what you can do is get your mind lined up. And in order for it to line up, it must shift. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It must shift. Our way of thinking, 2020 has told us and has showed us it means nothing. So He has to take us and press us through some things to draw out that creativity that we've got so far buried down under mess, under housewives and power and the haves and the have-nots and reality TV and all that good stuff. Our creativity been hidden up under all that stuff. We hadn't had to think. So that's why we've been going to the microwave, living our life through all those reality TV stars and all that. It's not going to work, guys. It's just not going to work. I've held you guys long enough. Nonetheless, I hope that you understand the message tonight. I hope that something has been said to encourage you, to let you know if you've made up your mind, trust the process. If you made that decision that you're going all the way in this thing, trust the process. Stop beating yourself up. Stop thinking that it's a quick process and it's going to happen overnight. It's not. But I guarantee when you shift your mindset and you keep your heart and your mind connected to your Creator and let Him develop you and let Him teach you and you become more sensitive to His word and His will for your life, it's going to get better. Because as you go through the press of your fire and as you go through the press of your day, all that doesn't belong, that can't go to that next level with you, it will burn off. And you'll get to where you're going quicker than you think. I promise you, it's closer than you think. Stay connected to good people. Stay connected to people that will encourage you and lift you up. And they don't have to necessarily be all right. Some of us that look like we all right and we got it all together, we really not. You stay connected to who you feel like you need to connect to. And who can pour value and purpose into you, and you do the same for them. Who you can trust. I appreciate you guys joining me tonight. I'll be right back here tomorrow night, 10 p.m. I am your host, Anntricia Bray Smith, author, educator, and public speaker. Good night, everybody.